issues of the moment. Issues of the moment is a current affairs program of Living Television Film Academy here in Aba. Last Friday, we commenced a discussion on the meeting held by Southeast leaders in Enugu, the political capital of Southeast Nigeria, where they mandated the governors of the 5 southeastern states to ensure that they do everything possible to stop the sit-at-home order by indigenous people of Biafra. But reports we are getting show that that sit-at-home took place yesterday, and the big question is, what is the next line of action as far as the governors of the Southeast region are concerned? And this morning I have in our studio 2 gentlemen who are going to talk on this very topical issue. They are going to place it on the front burner. Sitting on my far left is Dr. Okereke. Dr. Okereke is a lecturer, Legacy University, Okija. I also have in the studio Mr. C.K. Egara. Mr. Egara is the Abia State Chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Mr. C.K., let me start with you. Can you share with us what happened in your area yesterday? I'm talking about the level of compliance.
Well, thank you very much. Yesterday, I came back from our conference, our IPOB annual conference. I came back yesterday, and when I came yesterday, I hadn't enough chance to go around. The figures I had yesterday was a kind of a fracas situation in Umaya. That was a report I got when I asked 2 of my staff what's going on in Umaya. They told me that there was little pandemonium within Umaya. And right here in Aba, I think there was a little bit calm environment. People were worried about that. There was no serious business as usual.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Kreke, you live in Aba. I don't know the area you are living, you are residing. Can you tell us what happened there?
I reside around the Foxville. Generally, the situation did not change as such. Many stores were shut. We just had a few keke drivers in the street, but to a greater extent, people came out and moved around the streets, but businesses were not
shut down
as it used to be.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, based on what happened yesterday, can you tell us the message that passed by most people in the Southeast region? The governor said that they will do everything to ensure that they stop the sit-at-home order. But yesterday, they failed to achieve the desired result. What was the message? Okay.
It's a bit of a complicated situation. The governors have made their decisions, and I guess it was just a few days ago that the decision was made. We may still eventually see the outcome of whatever actions they may decide to undertake. But you see, when people talk about compliance, I get a bit taken aback in the sense that if you are talking about compliance, you're talking about voluntary action. I've interacted with so many persons, and the truth must be told. Majority of those who sit back in their homes on Mondays don't do so because they voluntarily or they desire to do so. I've spoken with so many ways. All they are saying is that, my brother, the way these boys are behaving, I don't want to stake my life or my properties or my goods. So we need to face that too.
It's as a result of fear.
The extent of fear is enormous, very deep. And of course, it's confusing that IPOB leadership have for weeks made the announcement that they are when people act according to that statement. You see some, I don't know now whether we should call them hoodlums, since IPOB has said we are not part of it anymore. You still see some of them. I traveled to Okija last week, where is it? And I don't know, I saw two volunteers. And the driver of the vehicle was telling me, there's unfortunately, I find it a bit difficult to comprehend the situation. I've seen them pass a very fast. I'm starting to consider that I have seen very, very powerful people to say we have suspended. I know from people.
Thank you very much, Dr. Krete. Now, Mr. Gordon, if I ask you this question, Dr. Kezi about the States a few days ago granted an interview to Vanguard newspaper, and he said, and I quote, if you call the governors, the chief security officers of their states, and they can't determine the number of policemen they can deploy, and the kind of equipment to use, then it becomes extremely difficult for governors to take control of security issues in the southeast region. However, the governors conferred on Enugu, and they were mandated by the southeast leaders to ensure they stop the siege at one border. Can it be said by me that the Enugu meeting was a jamboree, a waste of time and resources?
Well, I'm not sure it's a jamboree, a waste of resources. One important thing is, it's always unclear that the governors are not in control of the security architecture of each state. Because if the government is still in charge of the security, the agent of the military, the agent of the Air Force, the Navy, and all the other parameters. The one thing I feel that needs follow the Southeast Forum and other governors will help achieve is to develop a homegrown approach to security. Of course, things like this cannot be contained with these police or cannot. It must be a kind of homegrown security arrangement. Most of the active members are not of countries. They are all unions. And you cannot tell me they don't know themselves. They know themselves. So unless there's a homegrown system, that is the only approach you can contain us. If not, it will continue and it will sustain. It will grow. It will grow. So what we need to do, and that's the essence of the country, is to develop this homegrown strategy. I want to deliver the essence of that.
Okay, thank you. Now, Dr. Krete, I'm still going to ask you that same question. Why should the leaders comprising traditional rulers and also religious leaders mandate the governors to stop the siege at home when they are fully aware that they are not in control of security?
As you have stated, perhaps the essence is at refocusing and strategizing towards the provide more security network. Outside that, I think the government will need to collaborate with the federal government of the ministry. Without such collaboration, of course, the security that they will be able to attract wouldn't be effective. Because if the federal government is in charge of all the major forces in the country. So what I think is that to a great extent, the government will not be able to, and that was why I said, let's see what action they may undertake in the future. But for now, without them collaborating effectively with the federal government, I do not see, except as you have said, without us growing security arrangement. But even with the non-growth security arrangement, I still don't want to believe that, I do not want to believe that they will effectively address this. Because even in the environment where we have a lot of they have not been so effective. So there must be the advancement of the non-growing security arrangement with collaboration with the federal government and security forces. So any effective security action will be undertaken. So let the government, they cannot say we are going to do this and going to do that. It will not be realistic. Perhaps now that the federal government has started in this new orientation again that we call glorious operation. Not enough of that. They can now keep in collaborate with the operation and glorious to see what they will do. Because it's a very dangerous situation and what about this? Previously, and I learned that one of the greatest tacticians in military activities, Macedon, and world revolution, do not for any reason allow your own front to become a battleground. Do not, because the enemy will gradually come in and destroy whatever they put on. And that is what we are watching. How come they do that? Because they work at every corner you go to. I was at Makija, maybe I read people about the latest incident when they were known government. So I was at that junction at Makija when they arrived. And I decided that I will not be calling them unknown government, that I will call them identifiable government, because they were known as nothing. They were not from the open line with their work. So they are not unknown, like the earlier mentioned. They belong to one community or another. And so people know them. There should be collaboration between the government and the federal government forces. Federal government, the government can match. So let me I just came back from a conference yesterday, and that conference is like this came up. And it was organized by National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies. We're trying to bring up a strategy to get this thing done. However, the governors, they have a role. The traditional leaders have a role. The ministers, of course, they also have a very major role. Because the governors are handicapped. Because, like Dr. Kezi is a Roman. He doesn't know my village. He doesn't have any control over my village. Do you understand? It is the chief, the president general of the union. If you go to my place, if you go to my village now, if there is any crime now, they will tell you you will be arrested there. Not even by the police. The village will get arrested. There was a situation, the herders came to our village, destroyed farmland, crops. The village said they were going. They had them. But the police came. So when police came, because of the usual approach, police then had to,
We said, no, the most powerful way to have this trial.
Yes.
So that's why I said it's a homegrown approach. If all the communities can come up with their own strategy, and they still need government support anyway. The government support is, this guy that is the in is professional. They advise the age grades to get it done. Age grades are there. And then the masses, they get it done. This one we do today, tomorrow others will do just like that. It's professional. It's a strategy that we need to adopt. And then, when this is done, that's where the issue of governance will come in. Government need to identify those who are doing this kind of job and then see how to cushion the effect of what they are doing. Do you understand? And that's the way the issue of insecurity will come to play. If you give some people statement to all the community and they use it, this thing will come down. While the state government will concentrate all their energies at the urban areas, just like about such places. Well, according to what he said, who said they are unknown? How do they believe they are known? When I say I want to believe they are known, when I was coming back from the very much of Africa, I drove through, Uzokwe Road. Immediately, I reached the urban market. My bank broke down. So when I broke down, I started thinking of how to get one again. As I was there, I saw providing the van just kind of going off like this. Fortunately, one vehicle came out, assisted me, my vehicle to come again. I followed that road. As I was approaching that road, behold, as I was approaching the CIE, I saw a keke, was already shut down. I saw some young men coming with knickers, walking along the road. Nobody told me to go. I turned and came off.
They were armed.
They were not armed. If they were armed, I haven't the opportunity of waiting to watch them. Because they were wearing knicker, barefooted, walking down. And they were not full of money. So I had to find a way, took off. So what I'm saying is, if our security, if the police, honestly, there are certain technology that you use to get these guys out. You get these guys out, honestly. So the truth is, we need to secure ourselves. We need not to bring our villages, our home life to be the theater of war. When this is done, now I want to believe the IPOB. They say they want to protect us, protect the Biafrans, the igbos, from invasion. Now, if you are doing that, and you are creating a platform for the supposed enemies, like you said, to come in and do what they are doing. So, you are giving them an opportunity on the platform. So, I want to believe that the IPOB, because I know they are very reasonable, just like the governor said, that what IPOB is doing is not 30%. It's not up to 30% of what they are doing at the fire north. Do you understand?
Northeast and northwest, yes.
So what they are doing is hurting our people. Maybe it could be some of the hoodlums around. It could be an external aggression, and they are using the platform created to kill our people. There was a video that somebody sent to me last night, and they said that place is around Sokoso, where the military was saying, "Kill, shoot aside." And 3 young men were on the ground. I don't know I don't know where that event really took place. But the basic thing is, when I saw it, I saw some 2-3 military officers. I saw a bond, Hilux vehicle of the military. So I really don't know, I don't have the picture of what really transpired with it. But what I just heard was when the army officer, who didn't show his face, said, shoot anybody aside. And when you hear him, you know it's an outside man because it's for access.
Okay, thank you very much. At this point, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, the rest of issues of the moment continues. Stay. this is still issues of the moment, and today we are taking a look at a meeting of the Southeast leaders that took place last Tuesday. We started the discussion last Friday, and today is the concluding part of it. Now, Dr. Okereke, in that same interview by Governor Kezi Bazafabia,
House of Representatives, even the government. You need to even go go online and see the read the comments from the IPOB members on the statement made by Mike regarding end of sit-at-home. And you read all kinds of horrible comments, and they will say some people were calling the governors idiots, fools, and so on. So the question is, did IPOB stand on a platform that would have enabled the governors and the senators and the others who are the elites in the Igbo land to actually speak in their favor and call for the dialogue? The methodology of IPOB at the beginning was negative, to the extent that it wouldn't have occurred. In fact, what is happening now is that the governors are compelled, like His Excellency Okeze, talking about dialogue. An error has been made, fundamental error. You go to the dictionary and read the meaning of the term terrorist. For IPOB to have been declared by a legally constituted law court a terrorist movement is very, very dangerous. The federal government has mapped out a strategy, and that strategy commenced with declaring IPOB a terrorist movement. So if the government are asking for dialogue between IPOB and the federal government, on what grounds?
Okay.
And that is, please, just one more minute.
Okay.
That is why I will advise the lawyers to Kano, Ejiofor, and I think Ejimako. They should do all they could to ensure that a legally constituted court removes that tag, terrorist, from IPOB. Because as long as that tag is there, and the meaning is criminal group, once the tag is there, it's a problem.
Okay. Yes, I have a different opinion on this matter. Reason, you see, whoever must come to everything must come with clean hands. Initially, IPOB didn't just come from loose. In as much as I am not an apologist of the IPOB, they started with marginalization. Yes, they ate. In your family, you have a child. All your children cannot be all well behaved. When there was like somebody like Nnamdi Kanu really did not start the approach very well by calling people unprintable names, including the governor. At the point, they were placing bounties on some people that they want to deal with. But then, because the government or the governors knows more than them, the governors should have been more proactive. Actually, the federal government did not do well. The federal government did not do well. Let's call a spade a spade. Why I said they did not do well is because the Boko Haram did worse than this. They didn't declare them terrorist organization. The bandits didn't do more than, they didn't do up to what
the bandits did, and they didn't declare them terrorist organization. So it was from that perspective that these guys started misbehaving. I want to believe that in my mind. However, there should have been other approaches to talk to these guys by the governors. You can see the level of embarrassment they gave to IPOB, which was also very wrong. No matter the provocation, you need not to deal with someone like IPOB from that perspective.
And he's leading the group.
So that's why I said, your child being a dissident or a stubborn one, you don't have to allow him to escalate to this point before you intervene. So they should have intervened much earlier than now, so that the carnage we're having in the southeast would have been reduced to the various minimum.
But I still wonder whether the governors actually were given the opportunity. Do you know how I actually...
Opportunity to do what is it? Engaging an IPOB?
Yes,
No. That's what I'm telling you. Like if your house is leaking here, under normal circumstance, you may not wait for the landlord to safeguard your property. Is that not true? Would you wait for the landlord to come before you start safeguarding it? That's the essence of my challenging of the Southeast governors, especially someone like Umahi. Umahi, as the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum, he's supposed to have even gone ahead to the federal government to tell them, these are my children, this. You don't expect someone like our own governor, okay, so who is from opposition to champion such a cause.
You actually refer to the issue of being proactive.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm saying. Did they have that opportunity? Because you mentioned here that they use unprintable names.
Yes.
On this government. They are human beings just like you. They saw themselves as a people
who are
being fought against.
Yes.
And so they were thinking of even how to protect themselves. Some of them, as you mentioned, the bandits were placed on their
yes,
get on the head of this government.
And I said that they hadn't such capacity to let it go. The IPOB messed up full time, really. But then what I'm saying is, if your child is a stubborn, just like a prodigal child, you can't throw him away. There's no dustbin where you can pick prodigal children. That's what I'm saying, that the governor is supposed to have, before you become a governor, you are the father of all. Both criminals, both the ones who are saying and the ones that are not saying, you are their leader, you are their father. So what you need to do is to wear thick skin, always have, a group of people around you who will be thinking out of the box. How the best way to get this is so that the essence of governance is to protect lives and property.
Okay, excuse me, okay. Doc, it seems that the governors are gradually realizing themselves. Yes, when you consider the statements they are making as of now.
Okay.
Now, what do you think should be the next line of action?
The next line of action.
When you consider that yesterday people stayed indoors.
Yes, indoors. For what reason? For the sake of fear and security. I would ask them, if the military will have to provide adequate security now, that people are sure that if they open their shop, that nothing negative will happen, they will open their shop.
Okay. Based on that, if you go to some parts of the northern region, we have the Hizbah police. They are working effectively there. What will stop the governors from setting up or establishing a bubago and ensure that they work effectively in this part of Nigeria? Is it rocket science?
No.
Mr. Gary.
No, see, let me tell you, the issue of embargo, is becoming more political. It's becoming more political. And honestly, in all the states, they have their vigilante groups. In Abia, we have Abia State Vigilante Group, which we used to call Bakassi. They are still there existing. And they are also going to metamorphose into the embargo we know. But the truth is, how many are there? How many are there? How many are people there? Who is going to fund them? It's all about funding. It's all about funding. And federal government knows that the major concern is all about funding. And that's why they are not giving them the necessary funds. If the funds are released to the governors will just within a space of 2-3 months, get everywhere cared. So, but I think the best way to go is to go back to the traditional settings. Just like I said, let's go back to our communities, let's go back to our wards, let's make sure that our traditional rulers, the Ezogos, the president generals, let them identify, just like I use my place as a step. If you go to my village right now, as you are, Ozems now, if you move into my community now, nobody knows you. You will not know who will monitor you. Somebody will just monitor and know where you are going. Unless you tell them you want to see CK Gara. I say, okay, go that way, go that way. Somebody will monitor, the person will cross you. You will not even know what the person is doing because they have not seen it before. So such level of consciousness should be created within our localities. And let the government come up with more technological driven security consciousness. Just like in our Aba here. Government should not let people know that they are coming up with some technology. Okay. Government should not let people know. What you just need to do is to put it up, and then let it be efficient and effective. Once the unknown gunmen strike here, maybe there will be a camera somewhere. A camera somewhere will just pick them up, and then the security will analyze it and follow them up. With thumbprints and all those things, facial bands. Okay, thank
you. The issue of community.
Please, Dr. Kreke, yeah. I want you to be brief.
Yes,
we have less than 2 minutes.
Okay. See, the issue of homegrown may not be effective concerning IPOB because it has to do with this notion of sentimentality about freedom fighting, which has permeated the entire locality. So that man you are even telling to go and provide security against IPOB may have a sympathy for IPOB. So whatever arrangement we will introduce concerning IPOB must be carefully organized, otherwise it will be effective.
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, we have come to the end of today's edition of our program Issues of the Moment. For the past 30 minutes, we have been discussing the decision taken by Southeast leaders at a meeting that took place in Enugu, the political capital of Southeast region, last Tuesday. And at that very meeting, the leaders mandated the governors to ensure that the stop the sit-at-home order by IPOB. Unfortunately, sadly, yesterday, people remained indoors as a result of fear. I want to thank Dr. Okereke for coming to the program. Also, Mr. C.K. I want to thank you for participating in today's edition of Issues of the Moment. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
My name is Chimezie Ozems. I want to thank you for watching.